Good morning, students. Myself Anil Kori, MSc B.Ed, Mathematics Junior Lecturer in Bapuji Independent PU College, Badagan. Hope in this Corona time you all are safe in your home. Okay, use the proper mask and use frequently the sanitizer. Keep the social distance whenever you talk with the other people. Okay, hope you all good in your homes. Let us start the today one chapter, that is matrices. Matrices. It is of 9 marks chapter in the theory examination. 1 mark 1 question will be there, 3 mark 1 question will be there, and 5 mark 1 question will be there. Okay. So for 1 marks you will get some little bit calculation part or a definition. For 3 marks question, concept based questions will be there or property based questions will be there, and for 5 marks also we get the property based questions. Associative property, commutative property, distributive property. Already you know about those property in the number system. Likewise only we are going to get those property in the matrix or matrices also. Okay, so what is matrices? Matrices is the plural form of the matrix. So it is the plural form of the matrix. So we will get the definition of the matrix here. So how to define the matrix? So it is a new concept for you all people. Still now you didn't come across that word matrices or a matrix. So how to define the matrix? An ordered rectangular arrangement of an ordered rectangular array of elements. What is the definition of this one? An ordered rectangular array of elements is called as a matrix. See here, students. An ordered rectangular array of elements is called as a matrix. So you may know the ordered rectangular elements, all those meanings, but there is a new word, that is array. It is a new word for you people. Okay, what is array here? In generally we can collection of data. We can call it as collection of data or display of the elements, or display of the elements are numbers. Okay, so an ordered rectangular array of elements is called as a matrix. Okay, got the point? So whatever the elements you collected or gathered, those should be orderly arranged. Array means the collection data that should be orderly arranged those elements. So whatever kind of elements you may collect or gathered, that should be orderly arranged. So elements, what kind of elements you are going to gather or make the arrangements? It may be numbers or functions. What kind of numbers? It may be real numbers or complex numbers. Whatever the numbers you can collect. You may collect all the real numbers or natural number, real numbers, integers, positive integers, negative integers, whole numbers, rationals, irrationals, whatever kind of numbers. Elements is either real numbers or functions. What kind of functions? It may be complex function or trigonometric function, polynomial function. All kinds of function will going to be, you can collect it and you can represent those elements in the matrix form. So matrices is the plural form of the matrix. So for 1 marks, if they ask for the definition of the this concept, you will ask for the defined matrix, not the matrices. Got the point? What is matrix here? An ordered rectangular array of elements is called as a matrix. So rectangular, whether the data or all the elements should be always in the rectangular form? No, it may be some square form also. Representation will become depending on the some order or some conditions. We will get the different kinds of matrix also. How you get the different kinds of functions? Likewise, we will get the different kinds of the matrix in further chapters. Means further upcoming concepts. Okay. So already we defined the matrix, isn't it? So usually the elements are real or complex numbers, or it may be numbers or functions. Got the point? Okay. Next, usually we will denote the matrix. Matrix generally denoted by capital letters, alphabetic letters, either A, B, C, X, Y, Z, whatever kind of alphabetic letters, those should be in the capital letters. So you get those representation in the capital letters. So I already defined the matrix, that is an ordered rectangular array of elements is called as a matrix. Okay, and also matrix generally denoted by the capital letters A, B, C, X, Y, Z, whatever the alphabetic letters. Let us see some example now. We will come to know what actually matrix is. Okay. See here. Example. Already we mentioned matrix generally denoted by capital letters. A is the matrix. See here, how I am going to represent that? 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Close. Or this only we can represent A equal to 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. See those, it may seems to be a different kind of matrix for you people, but it is not the different kind of matrix. Both are same matrix only. Just we are using the different kind of brackets. Got the point? So already we mentioned an order rectangular array of elements. Array means the collection of data. So the collection of data will going to enclose between the some brackets. Either you can use the square bracket or a rounded bracket. Inside only we will going to use the parenthesis, no, that curly braces. Collection of the well-defined objects or elements is known as the set, and those elements will be enclosed between the two curly braces we will define. Likewise, the matrix element should be enclosed between either the closed bracket, that is a square bracket, or this rounded brackets. Got the point? This is the representation of the matrix. Matrix R be equal to root 3, 1, minus 2, 5. I mentioned numbers. Either it may be all are positive or some negative, rational, irrational, whatever kind of the elements. Or I can define this also. Here is the imaginary unit. This is the complex number. We can combine the complex number and real numbers also, or all the real numbers only, all the positive numbers only. Whatever the kinds of numbers or whatever the kinds of the functions are made, I may define sin theta, cos theta, tan of minus theta, cosecant theta. This is also a matrix because we define elements. It means a numbers or a functions. In numbers, already I can bifurcate. Natural numbers, all are positive or irrational, negative, and functions. It may be complex value or trigonometric functions or polynomial function, whatever kinds of functions you may define. Got the point? These are the example for the matrix. Single matrix, matrix A, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Either you can use the square bracket or a rounded bracket. Got the point? B equal to root 3, 1, minus 2, 5. Next, I minus 1, minus I, 1. D equal to, the matrix D equals to sin theta, cos theta, tan of minus theta, cosecant theta. Just observe student, while I am reading the matrix value, I am not reading 1, 7, 8, 5, 2, 4 like this. Randomly I am not reading the values or matrix reading. I am reading some pattern wise. Listen here. Matrix A equal to 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. First I am reading the horizontal line values. First horizontal line values. Next second horizontal line value. I am not reading about the vertical lines also. Just observe. This is the systematic or this is the method to read. Or if suppose reading means okay. If suppose I mention the write the matrix 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. How are you going to write? 1, 2, 4. I will pause. That time you should write the 1, 2, 4. Just some gap between the each element. You should not use the comma or some brackets or any symbols. No, nothing. Just taking the some distance or some gap between the each element. You are going to write the matrix or represent the matrix. Matrix A equal to 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. This is the method. Matrix B equal to root 3, 1. Next, minus 2, 5. Got the point? Basically, you will get some confusion or some little confusion. Okay, don't worry. Once you try the different kinds of examples, you will get the actually how to write. You will get the those things. Okay, got the point? Oh, once here. Let here. Okay. In all the four examples, this horizontal line and this is the vertical lines. The horizontal line of elements. Okay, this is the horizontal line of elements. Those are 1, 2, 4, and second horizontal line is 5, 7, 8. These. Okay, listen here carefully. The horizontal line of elements of the matrix A constitute said to be a rows, not ROS. It is a ROWS. Rows of a matrix A. How construct madtare? The horizontal line of elements of the matrix. You are going to constitute a rows or a row of a matrix and vertical line of the matrix. That is 1, 5, 2, 7, 4, 8. These are the vertical lines of the elements. No, those will construct columns of the matrix. Okay, so from the rows and columns, we are going to define the order of the matrix here. Students, so the rows of and columns of matrix will going to help you define the order of the matrix. Got the point? So the horizontal line of the matrix, horizontal line of those elements will constitute rows of the matrix and vertical lines of the elements will going to constitute the columns of the matrix. Okay, see here again. Here, see here, this is the one row and this is the another row. So this is the first row, this is the second row. Again, like in this way, this is the vertical first line, this is the vertical second line. So first vertical line consists of the root 3 and minus 2. Second vertical line consists of the 1 and 5. This is the first column. Just we will read it as the CL. Okay, this is the second column. So whatever the kinds of the matrix, it must consist rows and columns. Rows and columns. Just count the number of rows in the each matrix, you people. See here, it has the 1, 2. 2 rows are there, and 1, 2, 3. 3 columns are there. For the matrix A, it has, for the matrix A, it has 2 rows and 3 columns. So how will you construct the rows means the constructed by the horizontal line of elements and columns vertical lines of the elements. Got the point? Here B has the 2 rows and 2 columns. Again C has the 1, 2. 2 rows and 2 columns. Again D has the 1, 2. 2 rows, 1, 2. 2 columns. Got the point? Horizontal line of elements is said to be constitute rows of the ROS, not ROWS. Keep in mind. ROWS, rows of the matrix, and vertical lines of the elements is constitute columns of the matrix. Got the point? In this all the 4 matrix consist of, this first matrix A consists of 2 rows, 3 columns, and matrix B consists of 2 rows, 2 columns, and matrix C consists of 2 rows, 2 columns, and matrix D consists of 2 rows, 2 columns. Okay? Let us see some more examples. Here we will write some E, matrix E. 1, 5, minus 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Root 3, minus 1 by 2, 0, minus 1. See here, students. This is the first row. This is the second row. This is the third row. Already I mentioned the horizontal line of elements is said to be constitute rows of the matrix. So totally how many rows are there? 3. First row, second row, third row. So totally matrix E consists 3 rows. ROWS. Clear also. Next. First column. Next. Second column. Next. Third column. Next, last, that is fourth column. So totally how many are here? 4 columns. 4 columns. So horizontal line of elements of the matrix constitute the rows, and vertical lines of the elements of the matrix constitute the columns. Got the point? Okay? See here. Matrix already A, B, C, D. I gave the 4 examples. In those also, we mentioned the rows and the columns. And here I mentioned the matrix E that consists of the 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay? So from this number of rows and number of columns only, by combining these two, we will get the some other concept, that is order of a matrix. What is that? Order of a matrix. We will going to get the cardinality of the set, no? Likewise, how will you define the cardinality of the set there? The total number of elements present in the given set, that will represent the cardinality of the set, isn't it? Likewise, here order of the matrix will going to define depending on the number of rows and the number of columns. Okay, see here. Listen students, order of a matrix. Okay, see here. Matrix A consists of 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 3, minus 1. Whatever kind of, just I am representing the matrix. Okay, so here the horizontal line of elements will construct the rows. I already said that. So how many rows are there? First row, second row. So totally 2 rows. Next, how many columns? Vertical lines of the elements now. Okay, 1, 7, first column, 3 and row 3, second column, 5 and minus 1, third column. So it has the totally 3 columns. Okay, so order of a matrix is nothing but the total number of rows and columns. Okay, the total number of rows and the total number of columns of a given matrix. Got the point? So if I say the order of the matrix A is 2 and 3. So by reading this one, while reading the order of the matrix, we will not say 2 and 3. There is some method. Okay, let us consider. Let matrix A has m rows. Generally we denote as a m number of rows. M rows and n columns. N columns. Then the matrix A is of the order m by n, not m cross n. In a cross product we will going to read as a m cross n, but in matrix, while reading the order of a matrix, we will read it as the m by n matrix or a m cross n matrix. M cross n read as m by n matrix or m cross n matrix. This is the order of a given matrix. Got the point? Let matrix A has m rows. We don't know what actually number of rows is. Generally we are taking the m rows and n columns. Then the matrix A is of the order m by n. So m by n, how are we going to read it as? M by n matrix or m cross n matrix or mn matrix. So first, listen here students, while reading or mentioning the order of a matrix, we always represent the first number of rows. That's why I written m by n matrix, not n by m matrix. Be careful. If you reverse the thing, the n becomes number of rows, m becomes number of columns. Means here, listen here, 2 by 3. I can write it as the 2 by 3 or 2 cross 3. Got the point? If suppose I write this only as the 3 by 2, we will not get this matrix. For 2 by 3 only, this is the pattern. If suppose I mention the 3 by 2, you will get the different pattern. See here, I will write this one. A equals to 1, 7, 3 root 3, 5 minus 1. See, Elements are same. Here also using the 1, here also 1, 7, 7, 3, 3, root 3, root 3, 5, 5, minus 1, minus 1. Whatever the elements are present in this matrix A is also present in the written as a B. Matrix B also. But both the matrices are not same because the order of the matrix A is 2 by 3. Why? Because matrix A consists 2 rows and 3 columns. Got the point? And here, first row, second row, and a third row. So 3 rows. Next, first column and a second column. See here, where I written the order, the subscript, so pieces of this square bracket. Generally we denote B 1 7 3 root 3 5 minus 1 3 cross 2 or 3 by 2 matrix. Got the point? While writing the order of a matrix, you should mention first number of rows by number of columns. M by N matrix or M cross N matrix. Usually M by N matrix usually you denote. M cross N also you will use. Okay? Rare case it is used by using M by N matrix. This is the order of the matrix. Got the point? Here, what is the order of the matrix here? Number of rows 2, number of columns, that is also 2. So order of a matrix C is 2 by 2 or 2 cross 2. Suppose I mention another one. See here. How many number of rows are there? 1, 2, 3. So number of rows, those are 3, and number of columns, that is 4. 5. 1 first column, second column, third column, and fourth column. In each column you have the 3 elements, and each row you have the 4 elements. So number of columns is 4. So order of D, or order of the matrix D is what I mentioned or what I said to you people. Compulsory first value should be rows and second value should be columns, not the reverse case. So you will get the 3 by 4 matrix. Got the point? How to write the order of the matrix. Okay? Thank you. Another concept you can develop here. See here. Number of rows and number of columns. Number of rows and number of columns will represent the order of the matrix we say. Here also, here matrix D consists of the number of rows 3 and number of columns 4. So D is the order of the matrix 3 by 4 or 3 cross 4. Okay. See another one. How many elements are there? Just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Total number of elements. Total number of elements is equals to 4 here, and observe here. Total number of elements in the matrix D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total number of elements is 12. There is some relation between total number of elements of a given matrix and product of the rows and columns of the same matrix. Why? Because here matrix C consists of the totally 4 elements. Yes. Okay. Then number of rows 2, number of columns 2. If you make the product of these two value, that is product of the number of rows and number of columns, you will get the total number of elements in the matrix. See here, the total number of elements is 4. No? So if I make the product of the rows and columns, isn't it so? My product of the number of rows and columns will get exactly 4. Similarly here, so total number of elements is 12 here in the matrix D. And matrix D consists of 3 rows and 4 columns. If you make the product of 3 into 4, what exactly the answer? That is the 12. What is that 12? That 12 is the total number of elements present in the D. Get some idea? Or some relation between the total number of elements of the given matrix and total number of rows and columns. Means if a matrix of order m by n, so you can take it as a note. If a matrix is of the order m by n, there m represents the number of rows and n represents the number of columns of a given particular matrix. Okay? If a matrix is of the order m by n, then the matrix consists mn elements. Already we saw the examples. If a matrix is of the order m by n, then the matrix consists mn elements. Here D, matrix D consists of number of rows 3, number of columns 4. It is of the order 3 by 4. What I mentioned here, m by n. If suppose you m equal to 3 and n equal to 4, 3 by 4. Then the total number of elements present in that matrix D is 12. That is 3 into 4, 12. This is the relation between the total number of elements in the given matrix and the number of rows and the number of columns of a given same matrix. Got the